There's something you need to hear. This full moon is hiding secrets, and they're far stranger than you think. For centuries, we've looked to the moon as a symbol of guidance, of calm, of mystery. But what if we've been misled? What if this January full moon isn't just a glowing orb in the sky, but something else? This full moon on January 13th will be the first full moon of 2025, and it is not just another full moon. This isn't just about its glow or its pull on the tides. There's a deeper layer, a hidden truth woven into this moon's energy, and it's already starting to affect you in ways you may not even realize. What is it? Why is this moon so different? The answers are there, but not everyone will be ready to face them, because if you go into this moon unaware of what's coming, there could be consequences. During this full moon, you'll feel it, that unbearable itch to be alone, and it won't make sense. Conversations might feel too loud, people too overwhelming, even the simplest interactions draining the life out of you. It's not burnout. It's not you being off. It's the moon. This full moon is acting like a cosmic mirror, forcing you to confront everything you've been running from, and it doesn't want distractions. That creeping loneliness, that sudden craving for silence, it's not loneliness at all. It's alignment. The moon is cutting the noise, making you turn inward and demanding you listen to what's buried inside. But here's the twist. This isolation isn't a punishment. It's an invitation, an intervention orchestrated by the moon itself to reconnect you with the parts of yourself you've been too scared or too busy to face. The only question is, will you embrace the solitude or run from it? During this full moon, the veil between our world and the spiritual realm is thinner than it's been in months, and that means they're watching. Are you ready to handle who or what might be watching you during this full moon? This is the kind of night where protective energies might show themselves. Guides, ancestors, benevolent forces trying to offer wisdom or comfort. But it's not all light and love. There's a darker side to this veil too. Shadowy figures, lingering sensations of being watched, or strange, vivid dreams that don't feel like dreams at all. These spiritual entities don't knock before they enter. You might feel a sudden chill, hear whispers when no one's around, or catch something moving in the corner of your eye. It could be a message, a warning, or even an invitation. The question isn't whether they're there, it's whether you're ready to meet them. Pay attention to your instincts during this full moon. If you feel uneasy, if your gut screams to avoid certain places or people, listen. The energies of this full moon are potent, and what you do or don't do could ripple across realms you don't fully understand. This isn't just about the moonlight. It's about everything happening because of it. Pay attention to the strange. It's trying to tell you something. Don't be surprised if your lights flicker even when there's no logical explanation. Electronics might glitch. Pets might stare at corners as if they see something you can't. And the weather might shift dramatically out of nowhere. Animals in particular are hypersensitive during these cosmic peaks. You might notice a cat refusing to enter a room it normally loves, or a dog barking at seemingly nothing. These aren't coincidences. They're responses to a powerful, unseen energy permeating the air, and it doesn't stop there. You might even feel it in your own body. Waves of dizziness, unexpected shivers, or an electric charge running through you like static. These are signs, clues, that this full moon is more than just a celestial event. It's a cosmic signal. If you're feeling disconnected from the ordinary, it's because this week isn't ordinary at all. This energy is trying to shift you, wake you, guide you towards something bigger. But the strange, the unexplainable, that's the language of the universe. You've probably already noticed it, the way people seem a little off. It's not your imagination. This full moon has a way of stirring up the deepest, rawest parts of people's emotions and letting them spill out in the strangest ways. Even though the full moon isn't here yet, we can already feel it. And when it is here, it will be even more obvious. Is the world losing it? Or is it the moon showing its power? Random hostility from a coworker. Over-the-top kindness from a stranger at the grocery store. Someone you barely know suddenly confiding their darkest secrets like you're their therapist. These aren't random moments. They're manifestations of the moon's energy, amplifying emotions to the point of no return. But here's the eerie part. It's not just emotions, it's intuition. People are picking up on things they can't explain, and it's making them act out. Maybe they sense your energy shifting, your aura changing, and it triggers something in them. It's like the moon is using us as mirrors, forcing us to reflect each other's raw truths. And the scariest part? You might find yourself acting strangely too, impulsively saying something you wouldn't normally say, reacting to situations in ways that don't feel like you. That's not a coincidence. The moon doesn't just influence tides, it pulls at the waves inside us too. So don't just brush off these weird encounters. Pay attention to them. They're not just random. They're part of a much larger lunar narrative unfolding around you. Let's get one thing straight. This full moon isn't just a general cosmic event. It feels personal. And if you're feeling that pull, like the moon is speaking directly to you, that's because it probably is. Why does the moon care so much about you? Think about it. Every time a full moon rises, certain people feel it more than others. The intensity, the restlessness, the way it seems to dig into your soul and demand you take notice. That's not random. The moon is singling you out, choosing you for a reason. Maybe it sees your potential, your readiness for transformation. Maybe it's calling you to shed what no longer serves you, to finally step into your power. Or maybe it's testing you, pushing your limits to see how far you can stretch under its light. But here's the twist. Not everyone feels this connection. If you do, it's because you're tuned in. You're part of a select few who can sense the moon's obsession. Its almost desperate need to awaken something in you. The moon doesn't just orbit Earth, it orbits you. So ask yourself, what does it want from you? Is it calling you to heal, to grow, to let go of something you've been clinging to for too long? This isn't just about gazing at the sky. It's about looking within and answering the moon's call before it fades into the night. Another sleepless night. You're not alone. If you've ever felt restless, unable to quiet your mind during a full moon, this one will be no different. The energy building right now isn't just lighting up the night sky. It's lighting up something deep inside you. The moon isn't just keeping you awake. It's trying to wake you up. Think about it. The moon's glow is at its peak, and for spiritually sensitive people, that light doesn't just illuminate the world outside, it pierces into the subconscious. It stirs up unresolved emotions, buried memories, and truths you've been too afraid to face. It's no wonder your mind won't let you rest. This is the moon's way of making you listen, forcing you to confront what you've been avoiding. The sleeplessness isn't just a nuisance. It's a sign, a signal that something within you is shifting, realigning, preparing for a transformation. And the dreams, when you do manage to sleep, aren't normal either, are they? Vivid, intense, sometimes outright bizarre. They feel more real than reality, don't they? That's because the veil is so thin. The moon's energy is pulling messages from beyond into your dream space. Don't fight the insomnia. Let the moon speak to you in the silence of the night. Have you ever felt words bubbling up in your throat, fighting to be spoken, but you push them down out of fear? Well, under this full moon, those words won't just bubble, they'll erupt. The moon is a cosmic truth serum, and during this full moon, it's spilling everything. This energy is raw, unfiltered, and relentless. It's like the universe has flipped a switch, and suddenly everything you've been hiding feels unbearable. Maybe it's the apology you've been avoiding, the resentment you've kept bottled up, or the feelings you've locked away so deeply that you almost forgot they existed. But here's the thing about this moon. It's not here to hurt you. It's here to set you free. Every suppressed emotion, every unsaid word is a weight you've been carrying. And during this full moon, the moon's light is shining directly on that weight, asking, why are you still holding on to this? You might find yourself blurting out truths in the most unexpected ways. A simple conversation could turn into a heart-to-heart confession. A casual text could transform into a full-blown revelation. And let's not forget the mirror. You might even find yourself speaking truths you didn't know you were ready to admit to yourself. This moon doesn't care about your comfort zones. It cares about your authenticity. But it's not just you. Everyone around you is feeling it too. Don't be surprised if emotions run high. Unexpected confrontations, shocking confessions, even tears out of nowhere. The air will feel thick with vulnerability, like the universe itself is holding its breath, waiting for everyone to just let it out. This can be beautiful, but it can also be overwhelming. Because here's the thing about truth. It doesn't just heal, it shakes things up. Relationships could shift, dynamics could change. But this is the moon's way of clearing the path, of making room for growth and connection that's based on something real. So take a deep breath. Let the words come. Don't resist them, and don't fear their power. The question isn't whether the truth will come out, it's whether you're ready to face it. This is your moment to release, to unburden yourself, to let go of the lies, big or small, that have held you back. Because under this moon, the truth isn't just inevitable, it's your key to freedom. We're standing at the threshold now. The energy is thick, almost tangible, and it's reaching a fever pitch. This is it. The final moments before the full moon reaches its peak and everything shifts. If you've been feeling like something big is about to happen, you're absolutely right. When the full moon is at its brightest, it won't just light up the sky, it will shine directly into the parts of your life you've been avoiding. This energy isn't subtle, it's relentless, pressing on every unhealed wound, every unspoken word, and every neglected dream. It's as if the universe is shaking you awake, demanding that you see what you've been blind to. And here's the truth. Resisting this energy isn't just unwise, it's futile. The moon's pull is unstoppable, and trying to fight it will only leave you drained and out of sync with what's coming. But let's talk about what happens if you embrace it. This is your chance to purge what no longer serves you, to let go of old patterns, toxic relationships, or self-limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. The moon's light is an invitation to clarity, but it's also a challenge. What are you willing to let go of to step into the version of yourself that this energy is calling you to become? For some, this might feel like a breaking point, emotions rising to the surface, overwhelming and raw. For others, it's an awakening, a sudden burst of insight or inspiration. You might feel a sense of urgency, as if time is speeding up and you have to act now. That's the moon pushing you, guiding you toward transformation, and the signs will be everywhere. You might notice strange synchronicities, repeated numbers, or messages coming through in unexpected ways. Pay attention. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe's way of nudging you toward alignment. This full moon isn't just a cosmic event. It's a crossroads, and the path you choose will define your next chapter. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.